I'm Steve Ziskowski with Caerusnet, and welcome to Staying Connected. I have three really awesome guests on today's show, and they're all special to me. I've worked with them or have referred to them directly or indirectly. There's just a ton of confidence here. So first, I'd like to introduce Scott Lee from Exceptional Mortgages. Scott's been a Caerusnet member since September of 2015, at least on one of my teams, but his membership even preceded that because he was on a team with Michael Kehoe, an attorney, previous to being with me. So welcome, Scott. It's great to see you today. Next, we've got Jonathan Hayward from Liberty Mutual Insurance. Jonathan's been a Caerusnet member, I can't believe it, already over 3 years, joined the group in May of 2017. It seems like it's just been so fast, Jonathan. Unbelievable. I'm glad you're here with us today. And then also one of the newest members that I've just been most excited about, really kind of out of all my teams, is Amy Knight. She's with the Rademacher team of Keller Williams, residential real estate, and she's a new member this year, joined our team in April, right when there was just a one chance opening, and she knew she wanted to do this, and you've just jumped in like a fish in water. So thank you all for being here today, taking time out of your busy schedules. Yeah, so it's really appreciated. So why are we all here today? Well, for a number of reasons. I love Caerusnet teams that actually have members that are referring to each other, because that's really why I do this. Of course, I love being with people. I love teaching. I love seeing people successful. But some groups are still finding their way. Some groups are still forming those special relationships. And the three of you have been able to work together with Scott doing mortgage lending, Amy being in real estate, and Jonathan being in the insurance business for home and auto and all of that good stuff. You guys have been able to work together, and you've been able to have a great relationship. So what I'd like to do really quickly first is just go with Scott, Jonathan, and Amy, fast and furious. Scott, tell me just a little bit about you and how you approach the mortgage business, where it makes sense for you to want to be even in a referral group. Why do you even do something like Caerusnet?
So Steve, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I've been in Caerusnet with my first group, probably about 12 years total. It's been great. I've been networking for probably going on 20 years. I've been in a group longer than I've been out of a group, that's for sure, one way, shape, or form. What I get out of Caerusnet is I get the relationships with professionals that I trust, that I know, and that I know if I give my clients to them, any one of these people are going to do the best they can and get my clients the best possible options available to them in order to make them happy and make the loan successful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And Jonathan, before you joined Caerusnet, you really took your time and did your research. I think that you had previous referral experiences, and you were a little, you just wanted to be sure that if you were going to invest your time and energy to do something, that it was going to be the right thing. So you really kind of vetted me out. You vetted out different groups. You weren't an easy first date, but it's been a great relationship ever since. Maybe you could tell me why. What was it made you decide to take that plunge and maybe share, if you were happy with that decision today?
I've been very, very happy with the decision, no question. When I started looking for this networking group, there were two things that I really had in mind I wanted to find. The first, to echo a little of what Scott said, was a circle of professionals I could put around me that I knew I could trust would do the same quality of work for my clients that I would do if I were in their industry. That matters a lot to me and as my brand as a business, just as it does for Scott. Second to that, when I look at what businesses need to do, any business, we have two key functions we have to do. One is find our customers or get connected with customers, and then the other is actually serve them with what we can do for them and convince them that we're the right business for them to do business with. When it comes to referral marketing, for me, the concept is just there. When, first of all, they find me, because we all refer to each other, so we are having customers literally come to us from each other every day. And then on top of that, they're already expecting that we're good at what we do because of how much we've recommended each other. That is such a recipe for success for me. When I look at it, it was a no-brainer for me to want to find that. And you're right, I did take my time searching it through, as you know. But in this particular setup, with this particular group, I had such a strong connection with the other professionals and the structure of the way the meetings were put together and the way the professionals would work and interact. I knew it would be a good natural fit for me, and, or at least I should say I expected it would be, and everything I expected has absolutely come true.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's great to hear. So Amy, as I mentioned, joined Caerusnet in April this year. So you joined, no, was it this year? It was this year. So you joined, actually,
yeah.
you're a pandemic version of Caerusnet. You were one of the hidden gems in the crisis, because they always say within every crisis is a great opportunity. So you were actually a great opportunity for me, and Caerusnet was a great opportunity for you to still grow your business, even though we haven't, I have switched. I hope people understand that I've switched my format to doing this completely virtual. I'm one of these people that I just value efficiency so much. If you show me a better or faster way to do something that can still bring the results, I can't look back again. So, I've moved forward to just virtual meetings and quarterly mixers to get people together. But let me just ask you, Amy, were you skeptical? Were you worried about doing this online? And then how has it gone for you?
It's funny that you say that, because of course that all happened when we in real estate had to go online because the pandemic in Michigan said that we could not travel for work. So it was actually a perfect fit, because we were just now learning how to do client consultations online and even virtual showings with people in their homes. So getting used to having a digital presence, it was all, dovetailing so nicely. And so, going forward, I've actually learned so much about being part of Caerusnet in this virtual environment that I now am continuing to learn from everybody else in Caerusnet how to continually improve your digital presence, because I don't think that's ever going to go away for a lot of reasons. It's a good option for many people.
Yeah, it's almost like being able to just kind of teleport places. It's and that'll be the next thing, is when they can actually put us holographically around each other, so it feels like we're still in each other's presence and can shake hands.
That'd be pretty neat.
So I guess I would ask this, Scott. Maybe you could paint a picture for me for why you might want to encourage another mortgage professional to not only join a group, but to try to have a strong relationship with the other people that are in the groups that might also handle parts of the transaction related to a mortgage, like buying a house or insuring it. What would you say to those people? Why should they really consider a format like this, especially if they're a local person?
So I would say, first of all, I've been involved in multiple different types of groups in the past. And a group like this, Caerusnet group, where it's basically facilitator run, you don't have to pretend to be, a secretary or a treasurer or a vice president or president or anything like that. You don't have to wear those other hats. You literally control your own destiny. You get out of this what you put into it, like anything else. I would challenge anybody to say, listen, if you have enough business, fine, you want more. If you are doing good, you can do better. You have a group of professionals that are working for you. They are out there. They're your business card. I'm not like Quicken Loans. I don't have millions of dollars in advertising. My advertising is done locally. I prefer to work locally. I do most of my clients locally. I've been in the business for 25 years. So I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs, I've seen the changes. And as Amy was saying, you just have to adapt. With this virtual, I'm 2 days away from being 6 months working remotely. And I'll tell you what, I'm more busy now than I have been in a long time, obviously due to the industry, due to a lot of other things. I'm blessed. And I will tell you that I've gotten a lot of business over the last few years from Caerusnet. And again, like I said, I've been going with Caerusnet now for 12 years with my other Caerusnet group before that. So it's definitely been a really good investment, not only in time, very inexpensive way to market, and it's a great way to meet new people and share your passion.
Wow, yeah, I love what you said about if you're doing good, you've got all you need, you can have more.
Yep.
And that's the thing, you know, I think that these types of groups do tend to speak to the overachiever, the person that does those extra things. So Jonathan, talking about extra things, you know, so you're in the insurance field, and I think sometimes folks that are in that field, you know, think of themselves as a commodity, but you obviously don't have that approach. Talk about the value of relationship and what that means to you.
I want to feel really good about what I do for my clients. You're right. A lot of people look at insurance as a commodity. What does it cost me? Can I get it cheaper? And by all means, that's a big part of what I try to do for people, is to get them a good deal. But at the same time, it really matters to me that all of my clients know I take care of them. They're actually getting what they expect to be buying when they're buying insurance. So when you look at that, there's a certain level of relationship I look to build with my clients. This group, this Caerusnet marketing setup, has actually really aided me in doing that, because when people have come to me, they're already expecting I'm going to take really good care of them because I've been recommended through the group like that. The follow-up on that is that actually helps boost my customer retention. It boosts the quality of the relationship with the customers I have. They, in turn, tend to recommend me to other people that they know. So it has snowballed on itself beautifully. And then finally, the relationships I've built with the other professionals has really helped me to become more to my clients than just the commodity dealer. But instead, I've actually become a resource for them. When I have someone call me and say, hey, my roof is leaking, I want to make a claim maybe, I can say, by the way, do you know someone who's a good roofer? Hey, you know what? I've been considering whether I want to keep renting or not. You know, what else should I look at? You know what? I know a good attorney. I know a good realtor. I know a good mortgage broker. I have all these people I can get you in touch with that can help. And it's really helped me to take that relationship with all of my clients to the next level and keep it there.
Yeah, man, powerful, powerful stuff. And so before I ask Amy the next question, just to kind of set the stage a little bit, you know, I'm relationship driven too. And I love working with people that I know are going to take care of me, that I don't have to worry about, you know, who the person is and what they're up to. You know, Scott, being in mortgages as long as he's been in mortgages, he can see what's coming around the corner so much faster than people that are, you know, new into the business a few years. Scott's seeing almost every scenario. He can see what's coming around the next corner. And I think that that's great when you can have that level of experience. And Scott helped me with the mortgage for the house that I live in today, helped me acquire this house, and was exceptional. So thank you, Scott. And then Jonathan's company, Liberty Mutual, I've been a personal customer of for years. Kevin Damesworth out in the Lansing area is my guy. He helped me start the Lansing groups, and I just have had such a high regard for the people I've met at Liberty Mutual. They do a super job just vetting out the right people. So, you know, Kevin Damesworth, Jonathan Hayward, I just love Liberty Mutual. And then lastly, Amy joined our group. And during the pandemic, my wife Ava and I figured out that, look, you know, if we're going to be in our homes a lot more the rest of our lives, especially, you know, again, if people are working from home mobily, yeah, even if when the pandemic's behind us, they're going to go, are you kidding me? I don't have to get in a car and drive 50 miles every day to go to work. You know, they're going to make the best of that scenario, and it'll increase their productivity. So Ava and I were looking to move somewhere new. And I asked Amy after she joined the group, I said, you know, is there, I like Keller Williams, just like I like Liberty Mutual. I've met a lot of great people there. And I asked if she could help connect me with an agent in the area that I was looking for in Sierra Vista. And she did. His name is Jordan. He helped me buy the house, was the buyer's agent for me, did a bang up job. And he's referred the property manager to me that rented the house out. And also introduced me, also I've got TAC from Liberty Mutual in Phoenix. So all three of these people worked with for me. I felt like my back was covered. I didn't worry about this transaction at all. Buying a house out of state that I'd never been to before. And today, all three of them are going to be at my first Caerusnet Arizona preview meeting. So I'm kind of excited about that. So Amy, you know, you're new to the group. You've only been in the group for 4 months. So, you know, I don't want to like be too specific, but dollars and cents wise for you, has this paid off? And then secondly, what's been the hidden nugget that you didn't expect that you enjoy?
Yeah, your first question, has it paid off? Absolutely. Absolutely. So in addition to being able to help you and your wife, Steve, Scott and I were just at a closing yesterday for a fellow Caerusnet member, and whom Jonathan helped out with homeowners insurance. And that was, the most wonderful experience to work together as this tightly knit team for somebody else on the team. And so that's been incredible. And so definitely it has paid for itself. And could you ask the second half of your question again, Steve? I was reliving that closing for a minute there.
I'm just proud of myself. I remembered. So no, what's the hidden nugget? What's that little treasure piece that you weren't expecting that's surfaced in your time in the group so far? And again, knowing so far that it's all been virtual for you. There's never been the in-person experience. And sometimes people look and they try to draw comparisons between them and which is better and what they like, what they don't like. And I get that. But again, when you talk about efficiency and just, having your game on, this works perfectly. So tell me, what's been the hidden nugget for you?
The trust builders. The encouraging of really getting to know everybody on the team. So one of the two first conversations I had were with Scott and with Jonathan. Mm-hmm. And getting to know, it's easy to lull yourself into thinking, yeah, okay, he's a mortgage lender, I get it. And he's an insurance guy, yeah, I get it. And digging deeper, getting to know each other, how they approach business, and then, the larger story behind how they got where they are and what's important to them. Really, made me appreciate that it goes so much deeper. Who you work with really goes so much deeper than I know a good guy and I know a good gal and this and that. That's been really fantastic. All of the trust builders that I've had, putting that extra human dimension has helped tremendously. And then in return, I'm able to say, hey, I know a great landscaper too. I know a great mortgage lender. You need to talk to somebody about your insurance. It's been fantastic that way.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you said that, because when I used to be in Scott's business, I used to own a mortgage company. I would always let my clients know that, they could reach out to me for anything, that I invest professional development time, canvassing the area, meeting other businesses, shaking hands, getting to know who are the good ones. So I could form those special relationships intentionally. And so I would have people just randomly calling me over the years. And, what a pleasure that is for any person in your type of business, any three of you, to have a client just reaching back out to you. And they'll say something like, Amy, I don't know if you remember me, but you did this for me. And you'll be like, stop. Of course I know who you are, because you guys are relationship driven, right?
Happens all the time.
All the time, exactly. So, all right, so we're going to wrap this up. What I would love to hear, and I think we'll just go with Jonathan, Scott, and Amy. What is it that you look forward to most when you're thinking about the Caerusnet meeting, when it's coming the next day or the morning that you wake up and you've got Caerusnet that day? Either tell me what it is you're looking forward to when you go to the meeting, what are you thinking about? Or you can tell me how it makes you feel when the meeting's over. So you can answer either way.
I'm afraid I'm going to answer both for you, Steve. Every time I go to these meetings, I am thrilled to know that I'm staying up to date. I know I keep on top of who's in the group, what they do, what they're doing, what's new in their industries, what I can keep an eye out for, so I can see how I can help them grow their business. And then I'll have the opportunity to share with them what's new and what's up to date in mine as well. And then we're all working with each other here and helping each other. I leave the meetings feeling energized and excited. All of us are out there helping each other, and it makes everything else that I do in my business so much easier.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we do have, at different meetings, we'll have some meetings where 80% of the people are present, some meetings where it's more, some when it's less, but regardless, my goal is to deliver a good meeting each time so nobody ever leaves the meeting going, gosh, I don't know if I can ever do that again. I want people to be like, yeah, I got that extra octane that I need to get it going, and I feel like there's a new possibility. So Scott, how about yourself with that same sort of question?
So first and foremost, I feel myself somewhat stingy. And what I mean by that is when we get a new person in the group, like for instance, Turner Landscaping, first thing I started thinking is myself, like, you know what? I got some stuff I need to get done. I know my wife would love to have, this or do that or something. So unfortunately, it's kind of like cha-ching, it's going to cost me. But I know that because they're in the group, I know I can trust them. I know that it's somebody that I can reach out and just bounce some questions off, ask some questions. What if this? What if that? Could you come out, give me an estimate? What am I looking at to do this? I also know that I challenge everybody that comes into a group like this and says, listen, there's 25, 27, 28, whatever we have in the group right now. How many of those can you use for your own life? How many? And at the same time, when somebody comes in, I'm kind of what Jonathan just said. How can I help somebody else? I'm thinking, you know what? Who do I know that needs that service right now? Who can I refer them to right now to help them build their business or that sort of thing? So I think that's the one thing I look forward to is staying connected, seeing everybody's smiley face. It pumps you up, gets you going, and wants you to succeed.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's fantastic because a large part of that too is seeing other people in the group successful. It's a reflection of our own ability to be successful. So, and also, obviously we're not in these groups to sell to each other. Trisha's not out there knocking on your door going, Scott, can I sell you a landscaping job? You're the one approaching her about it because of the way she presents herself and because of what you saw in her presentation. So
her presentation was awesome. I was super impressed. I was like, wow, I wish I had a bigger yard. I'd love to do what she does. I don't have that big a yard, but what can I do with what I have on the lake here to make it even that much better? So I look forward to a one-on-one with her as well.
Perfect. Amy, you've had the most time to think about it.
Pressure's on you now.
So it better be good, right? Well, in Keller Williams, we have a type of business training that fills us with different sorts of bits of wisdom and affirmations. And one of them is change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So the thing that I look forward to now, having been to Caerusnet for 4 months now, is when I hear what other people are doing and keeping us informed. I find that suddenly I now hear things in conversations with family or with clients that I wouldn't otherwise have heard. It's suddenly my ear is tuned in. I might never have thought about, gee, do I need to refer somebody to a mental health specialist? And then the next day I might have a conversation with a client who said, our kids are really stressed out. Our whole family is stressed out. This COVID thing and trying to figure out school and work, stress. And I think, yeah, that's right. Megan she made me think about this differently. And this is a perfect opportunity to get her in touch with them. And so and then I just leave without that information and that new perspective. Like Jonathan said, I leave energized and like, yes, I can't wait to get on the phone and start talking to my clients and see what's going on in their lives and how can we help.
Yeah, and I love that because one of the things that I think sometimes people fail to see is, when somebody comes to look at a group and they're trying to evaluate, is this something I should do? Should I be in a group? Often they'll look at a group and they'll go, well, I don't know if I see any of my customers here. Well, no kidding. And then secondly, they might go, there's maybe 2 people here I could refer to. Initially, some people think a little limited that way because they think that only people like in similar type professions that serving a similar audience. But, sometimes the best referral I ever received was from the least likely sources, right? Like I've gotten phenomenal referrals from massage therapists and hairdressers, and it doesn't matter who the person is. Amy, you brought up a great point earlier about the trust builders. Do those trust builders with everybody. Treat everybody as though they could be your next best client or your next best source. and do something for them too. I always like to say, provide value first, give people value first, and then they recognize that you're somebody who's really worth that kind of investment in time and energy, and you leave an impression. So hey, thank you so much for all three of you to take time out of your schedule to be here today. I think this is probably one of the best less than 30-minute long videos anybody could watch when it comes to why they should consider being on a referral team, what's possible, the fact that you guys are all super successful people already, and then you overachieve and you do this kind of thing in your spare time, I think is pretty impressive. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Let's get that Brighton Wednesday 10 a.m. team to 30 and be the closed group, the full group under Steve Ziskowski right now. All right?
Sounds good.
All right, thanks. I appreciate you guys a ton.
See you guys.
All the places